Right now, how a Facebook group is helping connect Wisconsinites with COVID-19 vaccine appointments.
And the federal government will soon be helping with the mass vaccination effort here in Wisconsin.
This is News 3 Now at 10.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Those stories are coming up in just a few minutes, but before that, we're getting an update on the weather after our first accumulating snowfall in quite a while.
We have team coverage tonight. Madeline O'Neill getting an update on road conditions and Madison's plans for a plowing operation. But first, let's start with Gary Canalti on the backyard patio. Gary, any more snow expected tonight?
Well, you know, it is snowing very, very, very lightly here. Just some very fine crystals coming down from the sky. A little freezing drizzle also mixed in at times this evening. On Doppler track, you can see the heavier snow has shifted now to northeastern Wisconsin, zooming into southern Wisconsin. Just some light snow showers or flurries, mainly north and east of Madison. There still might be a few flurries in areas that you don't see anything on radar that's just too light to be detected. Visibility is right now running between 2.5 and 5 miles to the east of Madison. A few lower visibilities to the north. Southwestern Wisconsin has seen the snow pretty much come to an end. Winter weather advisories remain in effect until 1 a.m. tomorrow morning for Columbia County and then areas to the east of Madison over toward Milwaukee, but even there the snow is winding down pretty quickly. High temperatures today in the middle 30s before the snow started. Here in Madison we dropped into the upper 20s once the snow started, and we've been stuck there pretty much all evening. These temperatures haven't changed very much, but they're at or slightly below freezing, and that could lead to some slippery road surfaces, especially where areas that are seeing freezing drizzle. Otherwise, look for mostly cloudy skies overnight with some patchy freezing drizzle and flurries. Low temperature dropping to 28. Tomorrow will be mostly cloudy, not quite as cold. High temperature topping out at 42. There might be an early morning snow flurry, but we should melt a lot of the snow over the next couple of days as temperatures get back into the 40s and then eventually 50s at the end of the week. A lot more details and weather in just a few minutes.
Getting a look at the highways and interstates across the viewing area, we are seeing a lot of blue lines around Madison, meaning they are snow covered. The Madison Streets Division says everyone should anticipate snow covered roads tonight and tomorrow morning, especially on residential side streets. City plows were ready to go as soon as the snow started, but the temperature is really going to impact how things are cleaned up tonight. Crews don't want to use any more salt than what is necessary. Our Madeline O'Neill is live along the Beltline now with an update on the road conditions there. Maddie?
Well, after a nice little preview of spring weather lately, it looks like winter is back, and it feels like it too. It's definitely cold tonight, cold enough that the snow will be sticking around at least overnight. Like Gary mentioned, it's not coming down too hard, just pretty fine crystals, much less than earlier this afternoon or even an hour ago. Right now, we're right off the Beltline on the west side. Things seem to be moving along pretty smoothly on the Beltline, but again, you'll want to watch out for those residential streets that just aren't getting salted, because those will be more slick, more snow covered, even going into the commute tomorrow morning. Now we know plows have been out and additional crews are coming out tonight at midnight to get things ready for that morning commute. So just keep that in mind. Maybe leave 10 and 20 minutes early. Also, if you'll be on sidewalks, keep that in mind. It might be a little icy tomorrow too, but we're out here tonight hoping this doesn't stick around too long.
And a reminder for all of your weather forecast needs, download our Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app for free in your app store. It has been rated the most accurate forecast by independent researcher WeatherRate.
Next at 10, more than 2 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine have now been administered in Wisconsin. The state surpassed that milestone today. In the past 24 hours, 4,800 shots were given out. DHS is reporting fewer than 300 new cases in the past day and no new deaths. Becoming eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine is the first step. Next comes actually getting that appointment. And for many, that is the tricky part. Earlier today, Madeline O'Neill tells us about one free resource that's getting bigger by the day.
Waiting for the shot.
Nervous anticipation
Is a heavy burden.
It was always in the back of my head, like, my God, if I bring this home and get my wife sick.
One that's hard to carry even once your number is called.
If you're eligible, that's great. But then it's finding the access.
Bob Orick is helping to lighten the load.
Really just trying to help some of the elderly that I know, people's parents.
The Germantown resident started by trying to find the vaccine for his parents.
It is kind of overwhelming and frustrating.
Then made this Facebook page to help eligible people throughout the state navigate the scheduling maze.
A matter of coordinating, setting alarms for yourself to get up at 5:55.
Orick and a handful of moderators overcome obstacles like technical glitches. individually helping hundreds of people find an appointment on the page called Milwaukee and Wisconsin Area Vaccine Hunters and Angels.
That's a pathway straight to heaven if you're.
That includes Sue Adams of Madison, an election official and former Department of Health Services worker who knows the scheduling frustration firsthand.
I looked in just dozens and dozens of sources.
Getting everyone vaccinated is a group effort. In this case, neighbors lifting up neighbors.
Getting vaccinated is for me, for you, and for all.
The overwhelming response of just being thankful and, hey, how else can I help now that I'm scheduled or I got my shot? That's been very rewarding.
Oric now has a new sense of lightness.
The first shot I had, I literally felt like this burden just kind of come off.
And we'll keep doing the heavy lifting so others can feel the same.
Until we're not needed, we'll be here 24/7 almost helping people.
In Madison, Madeline O'Neill, News 3 Now.
The group now has 5,400 members and counting, with plenty of resources on where to check for appointments and how to do so. Their best advice: be patient, willing to travel, and take an appointment at any time of day. And we have a link to that Facebook group on our website, channel3000.com.
Also today, Facebook is announcing plans to launch a handful of new tools to help people find a vaccine. It's called the Coronavirus Information Center. The news came out today, and CEO Mark Zuckerberg explained you'll be able to check out when and where you can get vaccinated with the link to make an appointment. It'll also be on Instagram, and it may even expand to WhatsApp. President Biden today says within the next 10 days, the U.S. will have administered 100 million doses of the vaccine, one of his goals he set at the beginning of his presidency. He also announced that a familiar face is joining his administration to manage the implementation of his nearly $2 trillion COVID relief bill. Gene Sperling previously served as the director of the National Economic Council under both the Clinton and Obama administrations.
Together, we're going to make sure that the benefits of the American Rescue Plan go out quickly and directly to the American people where they belong.
Today, the White House also kicked off what it's calling the Help is Here tour, with top officials fanning out across the country to sell the key components of the American Rescue Plan.
Governor Tony Evers says FEMA will begin supporting a mass vaccination effort at the Wisconsin Center in Milwaukee starting this week. Each week, 7,000 doses are expected to be administered through the federal, state, and local partnership. The Wisconsin Center was already operating as a mass vaccination site, and FEMA taking over will bring in more resources and support, allowing local officials to focus on more vulnerable populations in harder to reach places. We reached out to Dane County officials for an update after they had applied to have Alliant Energy Center be a federal mass vaccination site. According to the county executive's office, the state and FEMA are still in active conversations about this possibility. They're scheduled to meet later this week. Moderna testing a new version of its vaccine. The updated vaccine easier to distribute because it can remain stable in refrigerators. The below freezing temperature required by the company's current shot makes it more complicated to get to vaccine sites. Moderna says it also hopes the new vaccine can be given as a single dose. Its current vaccine requires a booster shot 4 weeks after the first. The new trials are in the early stages.
New tonight, the majority of parents say their teens' mental health has been deteriorating during this pandemic. A survey conducted by C.S. Mott Children's Hospital in Michigan shows as many as 46% of parents say their teens have shown new or worsening mental health symptoms. It appears to be considerably worse for girls. 1 in 3 of the parents said their daughter's anxiety has gotten worse. 1 in 5 parents of teenage boys said the same. Researchers believe it is due to a decrease in socialization. The CDC may revise its recommendation to distance 6 feet while inside classrooms. A Harvard study published last week found no difference in COVID transmissions in Massachusetts schools when students distanced 3 feet instead of the CDC recommended 6 feet. Students in that study were wearing masks. The CDC isn't quite ready to revise its recommendations yet, but its director says the agency is looking at the possibility.
The Senate voted this evening to confirm Deb Haaland as President Biden's new Interior Secretary. It's an historic move that'll make her the first Native American cabinet secretary. The vote 51-40, with most Republicans voting against her after several called her views on public land use and fossil fuels extreme. New tonight, legislation in the state capitol would allow the public to petition for a bill to receive a public hearing. Senator Melissa Agard introduced the People's Voice Act today. The bill requires a petitioner to gather signatures equaling at least 3% of the votes cast in the last gubernatorial election. Based on the last election, that that would equal about 78,000 signatures. With enough petition support, the People's Voice Act would then require the legislature to hold a hearing on that bill within 30 days.
No matter what party is in control of the legislature, each legislator is elected by the people. The people are our bosses. The people's ideas should be put forward equally and given equal consideration by the majority party.
She cited data from the Legislative Reference Bureau that in the last two-year session, fewer than half of the bills introduced actually had a public hearing.
Members of Congress will get emergency procedures training starting this week. Acting Sergeant at Arms Timothy Blodgett says his office is partnering with Capitol Police to host the training. They plan to review chamber-specific emergency procedures. The training comes a day after U.S. Capitol Police say they intend to reduce perimeter fencing and are considering scaling back the National Guard presence at the Capitol. The Justice Department says 2 men have now been arrested for assaulting U.S. Capitol Police officer Brian Sicknick, leading to his death. Sicknick died after responding to the riots on January 6th. 32-year-old Julian Cater of Pennsylvania and 39-year-old George Tanios of West Virginia allegedly worked together to spray police, including Sicknick, with bear spray. The 2 men are charged with 9 counts, with several of them relating to violence and assaulting officers. The 8th and 9th jurors have been picked in the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. He's on trial for the 2020 death of George Floyd. Including the most recent jurors, 6 men and 3 women have been chosen so far. The court will select a total of 14 people, 12 jurors and 2 alternates. It is expected that opening statements will begin no earlier than March 29th.
Still to come at 10, a small Wisconsin village making the national list for most friendly in the country. Plus, is it safe to go on spring break? A UW doctor says it all depends on how you plan that vacation. That's next at 10.
Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. The perfect paint for when the nursery becomes the bedroom. That becomes his room. That becomes your favorite room in the house. Paint because you want to, not because you have to. For results that stand up to whatever life brings. Trust Pittsburgh Paints and Stains, exclusively at Menards. Get 11% off everything, including Pittsburgh Paints and Stains.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams.
American Family Insurance.
Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah.
With great deals, get ready to turn your dreams into reality.
Hurry in, because right now you can lease a new 2021 RAV4 for $209 a month. To learn more about this and other great offers, visit Toyota.com.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here to help.
One night, 3 ladies, and dozens of hits. It's the Ladies of the 80s tour, featuring Taylor Dayne, Lisa, and Evelyn Champagne King. Together live June 5th at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster and at the Ho-Chunk Gaming gift shop. The red hot dance party you've been waiting for. Taylor Dayne, Lisa, and Evelyn Champagne King, June 5th at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Your grown-up getaway.
Hey folks, Tuesday morning we'll take you to the top of UW Hospital to show you how MedFlight crew members are spreading positivity day in and day out. That's starting at 4:30 Tuesday on News 3 Now this morning. Join us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
This is how our producer tortures us regularly. Live look, Key West right now. Today's weather here in Madison might suggest otherwise, but it is spring break season. And according to UW health experts, it can still be safe to plan an escape to warmer climates like Key West. They appear to be comfortable down there in their shorts, if you do it correctly. And while UW-Madison has canceled its annual week of spring break due to COVID-19, over the next month, most K through 12 districts will have that week-long recess. Since last March, the CDC has highly discouraged traveling, of course, for vacations. But according to UW's Dr. Jeff Pothoff, traveling over your child's spring break could be possible if you are safe about it.
And I do think it is possible to travel, but at the same time, not the same way that you would have done a spring break trip in 2019. You do need to be careful about kind of the risks that you're taking on, the locations that you're traveling to, and what you're going to do for vacation.
Dr. Pothoff recommends avoiding large amusement parks and busy beaches. He says it's also best to stay outside, away from places with big crowds or long lines.
Air travel appears to be bouncing back. 5.2 million people have flown since Thursday. That marks the highest number of flyers in any four-day period in almost a year, since March 15th of 2020. The TSA says it screened more than 1.3 million people yesterday alone. Experts warn a spring break surge in air travel was expected, and business travel, though, is still lagging. New tonight, Toys R Us is under new leadership again. WHP Global bought True Kids, which is the retailer's parent company. True Kids bought Toys R Us less than 2 years ago and tried unsuccessfully to bring the store back. Toys R Us still has a website and more than 700 stores outside the U.S. WHP says the brand still generates more than $2 billion in sales across the globe. Extended Stay America, the company that owns hotels like Embassy Suites and the Best Western, has been sold for $6 billion. The sale now makes the company, which owns about 650 hotels, private. The buyers, Blackstone and Starwood Capital, say they will equally split the all-cash transaction. The deal is expected to close later this year. Like most companies, Extended Stay is also affected by the pandemic, though not as bad due to their affordable rooms.
New tonight, a Wisconsin village has cracked the top 3 when it comes to friendliest places in the country. Sister Bay, Door County, ranked 2nd in the new survey. That's conducted by Expedia. They say the village is an ideal place for vacationers looking to go fishing or boating. Coming in first on the list, Whitefish, Montana. Surveyors say that town perfect for outdoor enthusiasts because it's a gateway to the incredible Glacier National Park. And check out this video today from China's capital city. Looks like the set of a post-apocalyptic film thanks to this massive sandstorm moving through. Sand and dust have overtaken Beijing, turning the sky an eerie shade of orange and obscuring buildings. It is said to be the biggest sandstorm there in a decade. This sandstorm originated in Mongolia.
And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with a look at our forecast.
Well, the snow is winding down here in southern Wisconsin. High-resolution Doppler radar just shows some light snow showers and flurries north and east of Madison. A little wider radar perspective shows the more persistent snow bands now up toward Green Bay and Door County, back on the other side of Lake Michigan. And things will be winding down tonight. We'll still see some flurries or freezing drizzle, though, overnight, and that could lead to some slippery road surfaces. It's also dropping visibilities a bit. Still 5-mile visibility in Madison, but the lower visibilities, like 3/4 of a mile, are up in Green Bay, and that is with that band of heavier snow moving away from us. The winter weather advisories have been shaved down to Columbia County, Dodge County, and Jefferson County in our viewing areas eastward toward Milwaukee. Also some winter weather advisories on the other side of Lake Michigan and western lower Michigan. But as we take a look at 3 things you need to know, the flurries will be tapering down, not as cold for tomorrow, and then we'll see some light rain probably in the late Wednesday into Thursday time frame. The better chances of rain will stay south of Madison. As we look at high temperatures so far today, Madison hit 34 before the snow started. Once the snow started to fall, the temperatures cooled down by a couple of degrees, and that allowed it to stick. To our south, though, you can see many areas in the 60s and upper 50s across Missouri, Kansas, into southern Illinois, and that's warmer air that will eventually start working its way northward. It'll take some time. The jet stream has kind of intensified down into the south of us. There's a large area of low pressure aloft. This is what generated that big snowstorm out in the Rockies, dumping over 2 feet of snow on Denver over the weekend, and then has brought our little surge of moisture in that's fallen in the form of snow. Farther to the south, it's in the form of rain and some thunderstorms. Another storm system out in the southwestern part of the country will follow along that jet stream and tap into more moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. That'll bring us, again, some light rain late Wednesday night into Thursday. On the southern side of the storm system, there could be a pretty significant severe weather outbreak from the Ohio River southward. Already an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms for Wednesday for much of the southeastern part of the country, and there could be the potential for some strong tornadoes in that area. Weather track right now, this weakening area of low pressure is actually what caused our snow. It's still quite a distance away from us, but the surge of moisture out ahead of it is what brought our snow. High pressure is located farther to the north and is feeding cold air in. Temperatures right now mainly in the 20s and 30s across our part of the Midwest. On future track, the snow lifts to the northeast and ends overnight, but the clouds will linger through much of the day tomorrow. There might be some breaks in the clouds tomorrow night into the early morning hours on Wednesday, and then the next weather system starts to bring that rain chance back in by sometime on Sunday or Wednesday evening. So for tomorrow, look for mostly cloudy skies, not as cold. Might even see a flurry early in the morning. High temperature at 42, maybe a few breaks in the clouds later in the afternoon. 7 to 10 day forecast. Temperatures mid-40s for Wednesday and Thursday. Mainly rain, although there could be a little bit of mix precipitation, some rain and snow late Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. On Thursday, most of the rain will be south of Madison, and then dry weather with a warming trend. Lower 60s early next week with some spring-like showers and thunderstorms. Even behind that weather system, temperatures stay in the 50s, so the snow will not stick around very long.
That's a good thing. Gary, thank you. And just ahead in sports, Cole Caulfield putting on the Superman cape for the Badgers in the Big Ten tournament. How he knew the game was over when he had the puck in overtime. Zach has sports next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The Volkswagen Tiguan has a lower maintenance cost than Subaru, Honda, and Toyota compact SUVs. Now's the time to sign then drive. Lease a new Tiguan for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month payment, and 0 due at signing, or get 0% APR financing for 72 months.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Joe Parisi knows that people in our community sometimes lack basic needs like food and shelter.
Joe Parisi partnered with local schools to build the only school-based mental health program of its kind in the state.
Joe Parisi has preserved thousands of acres that the public can enjoy forever.
That's why he brings nonprofits and people together to solve those problems.
Thank you, Joe, for caring about the well-being of our children.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe, for your commitment to preserving green spaces that we can all get outside and play in.
Who really has the best beef? Meet the facts. Fact. Hy-Vee's standards are so high, their cattle have to be hand-selected. And only 6 out of 100 cattle are even good enough to be called Hy-Vee Choice Reserve. Only 6 out of 100. Makes you wonder who's buying the other 94 and selling that beef to their customers. Get the facts at meetthefacts.hyvee.com.
When it comes to what's best in a mattress, spring, memory foam, springs, foam. Denver Mattress says, why not both? Introducing the Doctor's Choice Hybrid with the cooling full-body comfort of gel memory foam and pocketed coils featuring Boss technology. All packed in this easy-to-manage box. Choose from the luxury firm, Plush, and Eurotop. And rest easy knowing it's backed by our 365-night better sleep guarantee. The Doctor's Choice Hybrid, exclusively at Denver Mattress.
Get moving with the Planet Fitness Black Card and check out all the perks for 0 enrollment, $22.99 a month, now through March 16th. Like access to over 2,000 locations? You got it. Bring a guest anytime. That's right. And relax and unwind with massage chairs and more. Plus, get tons of variety and space to move in our super clean clubs. Your fitness is essential. Get the PF Black Card for 0 enrollment and $22.99 a month. Hurry, deal ends March 16th.
5 Madison area locations. Sign up for $22.99 a month. Stop in today.
If you rank midsize SUVs by lowest maintenance cost, the Atlas and Atlas Cross Sport are number 1 and 2. Now's the time to sign then drive. Lease a new Atlas Cross Sport for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing, or get 0% APR financing for 72 months.
Well, everyone else in the league already played a game in the Big Ten tournament. The Badgers got an extra day of rest, perks of being the regular season conference champs. Wisconsin returned to the ice for the semifinals against Penn State. Badgers won 3 of 4 against the Nittany Lions in the regular season. UW down 3-2 in the third, but on a power play, and guess who comes up clutch? Cole Caulfield sends a snipe off the post to tie the game up at 3. This one would go to overtime, and in OT, Caulfield on a breakaway. And good luck. He ends the game, and the Badgers head to the finals with a 4-3 win in overtime. They'll play Minnesota tomorrow night.
We got the puck up to the right guy, and you know, I think everybody on the bench kind of knew that he was going to be able to finish for us, and sure did.
I just pick my spots, you know, before I see them, and if they're there, you know, they usually are. So can't complain with that, you know, fortunate bounce, and then MB finding me on a B-way. So, yeah, we're all pretty happy right now, but it's a big one tomorrow, and we got to take care of business.
After passing the NCAA tournament's testing protocol process this afternoon, the Badgers hit the court for their first practice of the tourney as they prepare for the Tar Heels. And there's no more margin for error. There's no more next game on the schedule. It's win or go home. And after an early exit in the Big Ten tournament, Wisconsin knows this is it. Nothing else matters except North Carolina.
Everyone's 0-0. Everyone's even now. So everything that we've been through, whether we've won, whether we've lost, you know, how old people are, how many shots you've made, how many points you average, you kind of got to throw it all out the window now.
Our backs are against the wall. Obviously, this is the last go-around for us seniors, and to be in the position that we're in, we're going to be fighting and crawling and clawing for any space that we can get.
And don't forget, you can watch the Badgers take on the Tar Heels in the first round of the tournament right here on News 3 Now. Tip-off on Friday is set for 6:10. Bucks and Wizards playing again in D.C., and Chris Middleton had himself a nice little second quarter. The triple puts the Deer up 17. Middleton scored 12 points in the quarter and finished with 23. But Giannis was even better tonight. 31 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. His third straight triple-double is a new franchise record. Bucks win 133-122. And Jamal Williams is officially a free agent. The Packers running back said goodbye to Green Bay in an Instagram post, thanking the franchise for the opportunity, while teammate Corey Linsley is a Charger. The All-Pro center signed a 5-year, $62.5 million deal with LA, making him the highest paid center in the NFL. We're back after this.
Wild Easttown Honda is Wisconsin's Dealer of the Year. Save with 0% financing for up to 60 months on over 400 new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
It's a fact. We use our internet and TV more than ever, with most of us spending nearly 7 hours a day online. So it's no wonder thousands of families are switching to Spectrum, because most families have up to 8 connected devices, which means they need even more speed. Switch to Spectrum Internet and get the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits for just $44.99 a month, with a free modem and free security suite included. Call 833-686-4499. When it comes to TV, we're watching more than ever. In fact, 80% of us watch TV every day. Spectrum TV lets you catch all your favorite sports, news, and more live. Plus, download the free Spectrum TV app and watch on your devices. Switch to Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-686-4499. The fact is, Spectrum has the best services at the best price. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. We'll even buy out your current contract. Call 833-686-4499.
That's not bacon. It's sausage.
Whoa.
Behold, Johnsonville sausage strips. Sausage that looks and cooks like bacon. It's a meaty miracle. Find them in the bacon section, even though they're sausage.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. Habish, and Rotier, we fight for what's right.
Don't let uneven surfaces slow down your shoveling next winter. Let Concrete Lifting Technologies raise up your uneven pavement. Our minimally intrusive procedure uses polyurethane to level sunken concrete and provide a level surface. Why replace your concrete when you can lift it? For a free quote, call Concrete Lifting Technologies today.
It's the retirement you deserve with Physicians Mutual, where we help you understand Medicare so you're not in a fog. Flour? Oh, it's that cooking class you always wanted to take.
I love pizza.
And since you'll have the coverage you need, you can enjoy treasured moments with the grandkids like this.
Cool car. Can I ride?
Yeah, in about 50 years.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
At Wild East Town Honda, lease a new all-wheel drive HRV for $189. That's $189 and absolutely zero due-it signing. Save on over 400 new Hondas at Wild East Town Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And finally tonight, while COVID has changed a lot of things over the past year, a long-standing tradition in northeastern Wisconsin is continuing. For this week only, the town of New London is now being called New Dublin. Organizers from the Shamrock Club say with their community having a large Irish-American population, it's a way to celebrate their rich Irish heritage for St. Patrick's Day. This year's parade there was canceled for the second year, but they are hoping next year brings them the luck of the Irish.
The luck of the Irish, Gary, and they turned the river green down in Chicago. I saw that again, Gary. They get snow as well today like we did?
They did, yeah, a couple of inches through the Chicago area, but now that's all lifting to the north and east of Madison. We're just down to some light snow showers north and east of town, and a few flurries and some patchy freezing drizzle elsewhere. Visibility is right now generally running around 5 miles or so, so the snow, if it's falling at all, isn't coming down too hard.
Let's just pretend it's Key West and we're all just getting ready for St. Patty's Day. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. There it is.
Do something good, be well, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.